Arnold Schwarzenegger, a name that has become larger than life. The bodybuilder, the movie star, the governor, the global icon. There are very few people on this planet who don't recognize him. In 2025, Arnold Schwarzenegger is 7 years old, and yet, he continues to fascinate millions. His life has been a whirlwind of triumphs, controversies, reinventions, and shocking personal revelations. And now, the headlines are buzzing once again. Arnold is not just the legendary action hero we grew up with. He's a man stepping into a brand new chapter of his life. At 78, he has a new wife. He continues to juggle his role as the father of 5 children. He enjoys the luxuries of multiple houses, an impressive collection of cars, and a net worth that still leaves fans speechless. So what does Arnold Schwarzenegger's lifestyle in 2025 really look like? To answer that, we have to peel back the layers of this extraordinary man's journey. Because Arnold has never lived a simple life. Every stage of his story has been dramatic, filled with ambition, scandal, success, and reinvention. And today, we'll take you inside that world. Arnold was born in Thal, Austria, in 1947. It's almost unbelievable to think that one of the richest and most famous men in the world began life in a tiny European village. His father was strict, his family lived modestly, and opportunities were scarce. But Arnold had something inside him, a fire, a determination, a dream so big that nothing could hold him back. He once said that from a very young age, he wanted to be the greatest bodybuilder in the world, then the highest paid movie star, and then a leader who could change politics. Most people laughed. Arnold didn't. He chased those dreams with a relentless drive that would eventually change his destiny. By the 1970s, Arnold had conquered the world of bodybuilding. He won the prestigious Mr. Olympia title 7 times, transforming himself into a global phenomenon. His physique wasn't just admired, it became the standard. He moved to America with little money, broken English, and a dream. And step by step, he built himself into an empire. Then came Hollywood. At first they told him his accent was too thick, his name was too long, and his muscles were too big. But Arnold proved them wrong. With films like Conan the Barbarian and The Terminator, he cemented his place in cinema history. He wasn't just an action star, he became the action star. Lines like "I'll be back" became part of pop culture forever. By the late 80s and 90s, Arnold was the highest paid actor in the world, commanding $20 to $30 million per film. But Arnold's story didn't stop with fame. In 2003, he shocked the world by becoming the governor of California. For 2 terms, he traded movie sets for politics, leading one of the largest states in America. Whether you agreed with his policies or not, no one could deny the sheer audacity of his journey from a small village in Austria to Hollywood's red carpets, and then to the governor's office. Now let's fast forward to 2025. Arnold Schwarzenegger is 78 years old, and while many people his age are slowing down, Arnold refuses to disappear. In fact, he's making headlines once again, this time for his personal life. After years of ups and downs, divorces, and highly publicized scandals, Arnold now has a new wife. For years, the world knew about Arnold's complicated marriage to Maria Shriver, the niece of President John F. Kennedy. They were married in 1986, and had 4 children together. Their marriage seemed like a fairy tale, Hollywood royalty meeting American political royalty. But in 2011, the shocking truth came out. Arnold had fathered a child years earlier with his housekeeper. The revelation shook the public and shattered his marriage. Maria filed for divorce, and for years, Arnold's private life was under the microscope. That child, Joseph Benna, grew up into a strong, confident young man, following in his father's footsteps in bodybuilding and acting. Though born from scandal, Joseph is now fully embraced by Arnold, who treats him as equally as his other children. This makes Arnold the father of 5: Catherine, Christina, Patrick, Christopher, and Joseph. Now, in 2025, with his children grown and living successful lives of their own, Arnold has finally found stability again. His new wife, a woman who has brought him companionship and joy in his later years, marks the beginning of a fresh chapter. The world has been fascinated watching this union, proof that even after mistakes, even after scandals, life can surprise you with second chances. So what does day-to-day life look like for Arnold Schwarzenegger in 2025? First, let's talk about his houses. Arnold has long been known for his real estate empire. His main residence remains in Los Angeles, a sprawling mansion in Brentwood where he has lived for decades. This house has everything you would expect from a man of his status: a massive home gym, an office filled with memorabilia from both his bodybuilding and movie careers, and luxurious living spaces for his family to gather. But Arnold is not just about one house. Over the years, he has owned properties in Idaho, Sun Valley, and even back in Austria. His homes are reflections of his life, lavish, impressive, yet filled with personal touches. One thing that stands out is Arnold's love of nature. He often spends time outdoors, biking, hiking, and enjoying the fresh air. In fact, he has often said that keeping active is the secret to his longevity. His houses often have large, outdoor spaces, gardens, and places where he can connect with the natural world. And then, of course, there are the cars. Arnold Schwarzenegger's car collection is legendary. From luxury to eco-friendly, he has it all. For years, he was famous for driving massive Hummers, even owning the very first civilian model ever produced. But in recent years, Arnold has shifted his focus towards sustainability. He has invested in electric vehicles and has even converted his famous Hummers to run on electricity. Still, his garage boasts a jaw-dropping lineup: Bentleys, Porsches, Teslas, and customized vehicles that reflect both his wealth and his evolving values. At 78, he is as comfortable behind the wheel of a luxury Rolls-Royce as he is pedaling his bicycle through the streets of Los Angeles. Now let's talk about money. Arnold's net worth in 2025 is estimated at around $450 million. This fortune didn't come from just one source, it came from many. His Hollywood career made him one of the highest-paid actors of all time. His bodybuilding success opened doors to endorsements and opportunities. His real estate investments have multiplied in value over decades. Add to that his political career, book deals, fitness products, and continuous involvement in business ventures, and you have a financial empire that continues to grow even as he nears 80 years old. But what makes Arnold unique isn't just the size of his fortune, it's what he does with it. He has been deeply involved in philanthropy, donating millions to after-school programs, fitness initiatives, and environmental causes. He has been outspoken about climate change, using his influence to push for cleaner energy and sustainable living for a man once known for his gas-guzzling cars and explosive action movies. It's fascinating to see him championing a greener future. At 78, Arnold's lifestyle is a balance of luxury and discipline. He still trains daily, keeping his body strong even as age advances. He still works in entertainment, appearing in films, documentaries, and even Netflix series. He still commands respect, whether he's walking into a movie premiere, attending political events, or giving motivational speeches around the world, and perhaps most importantly, he still inspires. Arnold Schwarzenegger's story is not just about muscles, money, or movies. It's about the relentless pursuit of dreams, the ability to reinvent yourself after failure, and the power of resilience. His life has had scandals, yes, but it has also had redemption. His family is proof of that. His 5 children are carving out their own successes. From Catherine marrying actor Chris Pratt and becoming a mother herself, to Patrick making waves in Hollywood, to Joseph following in his father's footsteps. Arnold beams with pride when he speaks of them, and family has clearly become his greatest joy. So when we look at Arnold Schwarzenegger's lifestyle in 2025, we see a man who has lived many lives in one. The boy from Austria who dreamed big, the bodybuilder who conquered the world, the movie star who defined a genre, the governor who defied expectations, and now, the husband, the father, the elder statesman who continues to inspire millions. At 78 years old, Arnold shows no signs of slowing down. He is proof that age is just a number, that dreams never expire, and that life is always offering new beginnings. With his new wife by his side, his 5 children making him proud, his homes and cars reminding him of how far he has come, and his fortune securing his legacy, Arnold Schwarzenegger's life in 2025 is the definition of extraordinary. He has truly lived the American dream. But more than that, he has reshaped it, showing that with determination, resilience, and a refusal to give up anything is possible. But to understand just how extraordinary his life is today, we need to go back to a small town in Austria, long before Hollywood fame, long before political power, and long before the world knew the name Schwarzenegger. Arnold was born in 1947 in the tiny village of Thal, Austria. His father Gustav was a police officer, strict and often harsh. His mother Aurelia cared deeply for her children, but life was not easy. Austria was still recovering from the aftermath of World War II. Food was scarce, opportunities were limited, and the family lived in a modest home without many of the luxuries we take for granted today. Arnold shared a room with his brother, slept on a hard bed, and grew up in an environment where discipline ruled. But Arnold had something inside him, a vision, a hunger. From the age of 10, he knew he wanted more than what his little village could offer. He was fascinated by American culture, by bodybuilders and magazines, by actors on the big screen. He dreamed of moving to America, even when everyone around him thought it was impossible. As a teenager, Arnold discovered weightlifting. At first it was just a hobby, but soon it became an obsession. He trained relentlessly, sculpting his body into something extraordinary. By the age of 20, he had already won the Mr. Universe title. Soon after, he moved to America with nothing but a suitcase, a thick accent, and a burning ambition. In America, Arnold found his second home. He trained harder than ever before, and went on to win the Mr. Olympia title 7 times. His physique was unmatched, his charisma undeniable. He wasn't just another bodybuilder, he was a phenomenon. He brought bodybuilding into the mainstream, making it glamorous, exciting, and aspirational. He even starred in the documentary Pumping Iron, which turned him into a household name beyond the bodybuilding community. But bodybuilding was just the beginning. Arnold had always said, I wanted to be more than a champion. I wanted to be a star. Hollywood was his next target. At first, no one took him seriously. Casting agents told him his body was too big, his accent too strange, and his last name too long. But Arnold refused to accept rejection. He pushed harder, worked on his craft, and finally, in 1982, he landed his breakout role in Conan the Barbarian. 2 years later came The Terminator, and the rest is history. With one line, "I'll be back," Arnold carved his name into cinematic legend. He became the ultimate action hero of the 80s and 90s. Movies like Predator, Commando, Total Recall, and True Lies turned him into one of the highest-paid actors in the world. By the time Terminator 2: Judgment Day hit theaters in 1991, Arnold was pulling in paychecks of $20 million per film. He wasn't just a movie star, he was the movie star. But Arnold's ambition didn't stop with Hollywood. In 2003, he shocked the world again by running for governor of California. People laughed at first, could an action hero really run a state? But Arnold, true to form, proved the doubters wrong. He won the election and served 2 terms as governor. During his time in office, he focused on infrastructure, education, and environmental issues, earning both praise and criticism. But whether you agreed with him or not, one thing was clear: Arnold Schwarzenegger had reinvented himself yet again. Now, in 2025, Arnold is no longer the young action star or the governor making headlines. He is 78 years old, but his life is still filled with activity, with purpose, and with the kind of drama that seems to follow him wherever he goes. One of the biggest headlines in recent years: Arnold's new marriage. For decades, his relationship with Maria Shriver defined his personal life. They were married in 1986, and their union seemed like a perfect blend of Hollywood and American political royalty. Together, they had 4 children: Catherine, Christina, Patrick, and Christopher. But in 2011, the world was stunned when it was revealed that Arnold had fathered a child with the family's housekeeper years earlier. That child, Joseph, was a teenager by the time the news broke. The scandal rocked Arnold's world, ended his marriage, and left his reputation scarred. But Arnold did something unexpected. He took responsibility. He acknowledged Joseph as his son, embraced him publicly, and worked to rebuild the trust of his family. Today, Arnold is the proud father of 5 children, each of them successful in their own way. Catherine is married to actor Chris Pratt and has children of her own. Patrick is building a career in acting and modeling. Joseph has followed in his father's footsteps in bodybuilding and acting. Christina and Christopher have carved out their own paths outside the spotlight. And now, with his children grown, Arnold has found love again. His new wife has brought stability and joy into his life. At 78, Arnold has proven that it's never too late for a new chapter, never too late for companionship, and never too late for happiness. So what does his daily life look like in 2025? Arnold splits his time between work, family, fitness, and philanthropy. He still trains every day, though not with the same intensity as in his younger years. He focuses on staying strong, staying healthy, and proving that age doesn't have to mean decline. He rides his bike daily through the streets of Los Angeles, often stopping to talk to fans or to grab a coffee. His homes reflect his success. His main residence is a massive mansion in Brentwood, filled with memories from every stage of his life. The walls are lined with movie posters, trophies, and photos of his family. The house has a state-of-the-art gym, of course, along with luxurious living spaces and outdoor areas perfect for entertaining. Arnold has also owned retreats in Sun Valley, Idaho, and estates that give him the space to connect with nature. He has always valued the outdoors, spending time in the mountains, enjoying fresh air, and reminding himself of his humble beginnings. And then there's his car collection. Arnold has always loved big, powerful machines. For years he was known for his Hummers, even owning the very first one released for civilian use. But in recent years, he's become a vocal advocate for clean energy. He has converted his Hummers to electric power and added Teslas and other eco-friendly cars to his collection. Still, his garage holds everything from Bentleys and Rolls to motorcycles and custom-built vehicles. His cars, much like his life, represent both power and evolution. Financially, Arnold remains a giant. His net worth in 2025 is estimated at around $450 million. He made his fortune not only through acting but through smart real estate investments, bodybuilding, political ventures, and endorsements. Even today, royalties from his films and licensing deals keep the money flowing in. But Arnold has also given back, donating millions to after-school programs, fitness initiatives, and environmental causes. At 78, Arnold Schwarzenegger is more than just a man. He's a symbol of reinvention, of resilience, of never giving up. He has lived through scandals, setbacks, and personal pain, but he has always come back stronger. His 5 children are a testament to his legacy. His marriage is proof that life can offer second chances. His homes and cars remind us of how far he has come from that small village in Austria. And his fortune, his career, and his influence prove that the American dream is not just an idea, it's something he lived, shaped, and redefined. Arnold's life in 2025 is the perfect blend of glamour and Yes, he enjoys the luxuries of wealth, but he also rides his bike through the streets like an ordinary man. Yes, he lives in mansions, but he also spends time in nature, quietly reflecting on his journey. Yes, he is a global icon, but he is also a father, a husband, and a man who has made mistakes and learned from them. When we look at Arnold Schwarzenegger today, we don't just see the Terminator, the action star, the governor, or the bodybuilder. We see a man who has lived many lives in one, a man who turned dreams into reality, who stumbled but stood tall again, who inspired millions not just with his muscles, but with his relentless willpower. At 78, Arnold proves that it's never too late to chase dreams, never too late to reinvent yourself, and never too late to find love and happiness again. His story is one of ambition, redemption, and legacy. And as we watch him in 2025, we can only imagine what new surprises he still has in store. Because if there's one thing we know about Arnold Schwarzenegger, it's this: he's always got one more comeback left in him. Disclaimer: the content in this video is based on publicly available information, media sources, and opinions. It is created for entertainment and educational purposes only. We do not claim or guarantee that every detail is 100% accurate.